Alright, let's get into it. This is Vince McMahon finally responds. WWE fans turn on Becky Lynch, new champion wrestling news.
Vince
I think I
McMahon
actually
responds to
put
the
this on.
lawsuit, a new champion
I
crowned,
don't know.
has the WWE Universe turned on
Yeah, but
Becky Lynch, Jey Uso
it's okay. I'll
explains
do
why
it
the
next
Mania
week.
match tanked, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on
I think I
Facebook
saw
for
something.
exclusive
Clips of
lists.
that.
Also check
I
out our
didn't
new
watch it,
videos
but I
on
just saw it.
WrestleMania XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story.
I'm probably watch that next.
Our first story looks at
Done for
Vince
the
McMahon
week.
responds to the lawsuit. On top of today's news is Vince McMahon's official legal response to Janelle Grant's lawsuit and the allegations against him. WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston is reporting Vince McMahon has filed a motion to compel arbitration in the Grant vs. WWE et al. Case. As expected, McMahon's defense is that the NDA he and Janelle Grant agreed to contains an arbitration clause and therefore this dispute should go to private arbitration. McMahon says that Grant's outrageous claims of sexual abuse and coercion are pure fiction, plainly intended to garner publicity, and are flatly contradicted by plaintiff's own contemporaneous statements. He says he and Grant engaged in a consensual relationship during which the defendant never coerced the plaintiff into doing anything and never mistreated her in any way. As we noted in past videos on the lawsuit filed by Grant against McMahon, there are serious allegations being made. The lawsuit is looking to void the non-disclosure agreement based on the argument that McMahon's alleged behavior rose to the level where an NDA agreement is not binding. It appears that McMahon wants to avoid any publicity from a public trial, hence his desire to take the case to arbitration. McMahon also may feel that the arbitration is a means of resolving the case in his favor as opposed to going to trial. Thurston also revealed that one of McMahon's arguments disputing one of Grant's allegations. In the motion, McMahon denies that Grant was grieving from the loss of a parent at the time McMahon and Grant met in 2019. McMahon says that Grant's father passed in 2017 and her mother passed away sometime earlier. McMahon references a lawsuit related to the foreclosure of Grant's parents' home filed with the New York State Supreme Court. Janelle Grant's lawsuit commented on McMahon's assertion that Grant was not grieving. Vince McMahon has never known a storyline that he doesn't twist to fit his own shameful narrative. Her father was in a home hospice during her final days where Janelle continued to care for him around the clock. Prior to his death, she'd been caring for her blind, wheelchair-bound mother, using the grief of someone who lost both of her parents as an all-new level of disgusting. Whether or not this case goes to arbitration remains to be seen. However, unless both sides agree to arbitration, which seems unlikely based on the aggressive stance Janelle Grant's attorney is taking, it will resolve some sort of court proceeding to determine whether McMahon's alleged misconduct voided the NDA. It should also go without saying that both parties' legal counsels are working aggressively to protect what they see as their client's best interests. Unfortunately, this is likely to see more instances where one or more of both sides try to throw the case into the court of public opinion. Next up, a new NXT champion crowned. NXT has a new champion following night 1 of Spring Breakin'. Trick Williams battled NXT champion Ilya Dragunov in a stipulation where Trick would have to leave NXT had he lost. Williams beat him, furthering fans believing that Dragunov will be drafted to the main roster when the WWE draft begins this week. Now this is great news for Williams, who has only been on NXT for about 3 years. Shawn Michaels commented on how important Williams' win is. I hope tonight was some sort of little insight into what we do here in NXT, the developmental system. I think when you see somebody like Trick Williams, and quite honestly so many of the young athletes that we get in here in NXT, but Trick is just the prime example of someone that comes from the Philadelphia Eagles, not quite making it into football and then dedicating himself to becoming a WWE superstar and committing himself like he's done day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And it's only been 2 of them and you can see the pinnacle at where he's risen to. Williams carried on the tradition of many wrestlers who began the NFL aspirations only to try their hand at pro wrestling. How far he goes in his career remains to be seen, but Michaels praised the work that has been done on NXT and how Trick Williams exemplifies NXT's mission statement. I speak not eloquently obviously, but I just can't stress enough the system that we have down here. The coaches, the skull sessions, the training, even the recruiting. Next up, has the WWE Universe turned on Becky Lynch? Now, if you consider YouTube video likes to be a good measuring stick, the fans aren't happy with Becky Lynch. Wrestling News is reporting that the like to dislike ratio on Lynch's title win and her comments about it have been negative, as the match currently sits at 22,000 likes while it has 33,000 dislikes. Her interview has 6,200 likes while having 8,800 dislikes. Now they seem to think that the reason for the dislikes is some fans believe that Liv Morgan should have won the belt since Liv
I
is now a heel,
I
and
didn't care.
Morgan's backstage attack on Rhea
I
Ripley,
wanted
which
somebody
accidentally
that
injured the
wasn't that
Eradicator,
woman
was
to
used to
win.
write Ripley off television. Now there's some merit to this, as the idea of Ripley coming back from injury and not only looking for revenge,
I feel like Rhea Ripley might get drafted to SmackDown.
but looking to get a title back. Nevertheless, Morgan fans shouldn't give up hope, as Rhea Ripley is going to be out for a bit, but just how long is uncertain, and there's still time to put the belt on Liv. There may be other factors at play
I
that
say
motivate
never
Becky's
put the
win,
belt on
including the
Liv.
WWE attempting to woo her into signing a new deal with the company, and the WWE wanting to keep fans guessing. Not to mention building Liv's heel turn even further, potentially setting things up for a match against Becky at Backlash France. It's also worth noting that the dislikes on the YouTube video shouldn't be taken as an overwhelming proof that the universe is getting tired of Becky. She continues to get great crowd reactions at shows, and the dislikes may be just a case of a vocal minority expressing themselves.
Right.
Is the universe turning on Becky Lynch? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Jey Uso explains why the Mania match tanked. Now, fans are still trying to figure out why the highly anticipated brother versus brother match between Jey and Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania fell far short of their expectations. Our main event, Jey's weighing in on why the match didn't live up to the hype. He appeared on the Gorilla Position show, noting, "I just said this to someone, I kind of felt like we did let the people down." Really, you feel that? Yeah man, because I wanted to go out there and have a straight up banger too. I wanted to do the wrestling part, but let alone make sure the emotion part is there. It was just a time issue. You know what I'm saying? Jey's famous father Rikishi shared the same opinion, believing that had the match gone longer, the twins could have turned it into a Mania match for the ages. However, Jey seems to understand the position he and Jimmy were put in. You just gotta play your position on the team. That's what happened. I'm still happy though, I still got a singles match at WrestleMania with my brother. That's a big picture. So I'ma always have me and him face off at WrestleMania. I'ma frame a picture. That always, it's marked off our box. I just wish we could have went the way I know we can, but as for whether other matches running long cut into their time, Jey explained, "Is that something that happens on the night? Like, do you find out just before your time is cut?" Oh yeah, they went over this many minutes. Sorry, you know, it's all good, you know, just go out there and handle business. The timing problem is a common factor in WWE. WrestleMania 30's first night was a mistimed mess with far too much filler. A review of Night 1's first hour shows that the first match started late and there was a noticeable delay between the first and second match. Do you think the match would have been better had it been given more time? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, a WWE personality's new job. We're wondering what Robert Stone is doing on the Black and Gold brand now that Von Wagner has been released? Well, Fightful Select is reporting that Stone is now producing matches on NXT. According to the story, Stone produced the match between Fallon Henley and Jade Parker with the help from Matt Bloom. The report notes that Stone is the latest talent to try his hand at producing, following work by Shawn Spears and Pete Dunne. It's currently believed that Stone won't be working with any NXT superstars on screen following the release of Von Wagner. And finally, more Def Rebel wretchedness. Last but not least, the WWE's theme music team Def Rebel continue to be in the news, and for one reason only: the universe's dissatisfaction with their product. And now a new report from Corey Brennan suggests Randy Orton wasn't a fan when the WWE gave Def Rebel the job to redo the Viper's theme. According to Brennan, the only thing I can confirm now is that when Randy Orton returned, they considered a change in his theme music. At the time, I couldn't find out who produced it, but it was supposed to be a Def Rebel produced remix of Voices. Brennan said that he's still investigating the story, but shared this information. Randy was not having that theme. It was Randy, Triple H and Michael Hayes, and within 10 minutes will be played through in the arena. One of my sources went, "Yeah, that's not being used." Def Rebel continues to produce entrance themes that fans just aren't into, but thankfully it appears that Randy Orton saved the fans from having to endure another lousy song. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
I can see them doing it. They play a song and then they say Grayson Waller effect, and then some boom 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 boom. Don't do that.
It's time to stand.
I don't think it needs that. A summer theme song would be pretty cool. They don't do that, but they should.